Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for another run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video cross 3,000 likes already on a hot like streak for the next like streak goal, which I'll be announcing coming up a little bit later on this weekend. And thank you everybody who has been supporting the channel and clicking the like button, leaving comments, answering the questions of the episode. I really appreciate it. And also, again, I'm sorry about not having like my official comments show up. I don't know why they're not showing up. I swear to you, I'm still posting them. I'm unlisting the video, posting the comments, re-privating, and then rescheduling, and YouTube is still not pushing out the comments. So sometimes they show up like many hours after I've already posted them. Sometimes they just don't show up at all. So thank you very much for bearing with the confusion. If you do see a pinned comment, just take that as the official comment of the day, and then that's the one I'm going to be using on the following week for the thread that we talk about every single day. So thank you very much for your patience, understanding on that one. Here's your meme of the day. Incredible artwork of the day. Probably one of the best artworks, period, that was ever been submitted to the meme of the day on the subreddit or on Discord from 2TapTimmy152. A truly incredible piece of art. This is legit art. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. Title Throw has been watching for a long time and wanted to make something cool to show my appreciation. Thank you for taking the time to make us content every day. Rock on, brother. Hey, rock on, 2TapTimmy. Seriously, absolutely, astoundingly amazing stuff. I love this. I would love to get a print of that and just frame it. I think a lot of people would as well. So thank you very much, 2TapTimmy. Seriously, one of the most upvoted pieces of art we've had in a while. Today's going to be Kilo Juliet, November 2880 Sierra. We've got good tiers, bad damage. Also have a Justice card and Purgatory. Interesting. We also have the poop, of course, which doesn't really matter. But yeah, we've got ourselves. I mean, God's Flesh is just. It's just such a bummer of an item, man. Like, oh wow, we got a double soul art payout. One from the chest and one from the Tinted Rock. God's Flesh, the thing about God's Flesh is that it can give you the false sense of security when it comes to, like, oh, I shrunk this enemy. Hey, look, I can walk over it and kill it really fast. And then turns out, actually, no, you can't, because it does a death rattle, and then you just get hit and then possibly die. The only thing, honestly, that God's Flesh, in my mind, is really worthwhile for is just because of the fungi transformation, I guess, and that's a stretch and a half. Because obviously at least the fungi transformation gives you an HP upgrade, so you know it can be. Oh wow, random dime. It can be okay. Insane compost is not. It's tempting. I want to find something better though. For 15 cents early on, like, we can do better. You see me here abuse Purgatory, and not abuse Purgatory. We're just using it as intended here, but. Purgatory early on, I don't think we've ever started with Purgatory. At least if we have, it's been long enough for me to forget. And it's a pretty powerful hard carry item. The amount of damage it does it's not significant amounts of damage. Like, yeah, it can kill like some early game, like low level mobs and stuff, but like it's not going to kill bosses and stuff for you, at least not easily anyway. It's not going to one-shot them. But it can still... The defensive properties of Purgatory is something that I've talked about quite often, and that is its ability to cancel out shots and projectiles, and that's what makes it so powerful. This is not a good matchup for Famine here, so we're just going to be peppering him with Purgatory shots over and over and over again. Give him the salt, give him the pepper, give him the business there, Purgatory. Love this. See, Purgatory is an item, a good example of a new item that I think Repentance should have leaned a little bit more heavier into when it came to like design. And I love the fact that Purgatory is just sort of like this self-contained DPS machine. And on top of that, it gives you, like I said, it has defensive properties. Canceling out all those projectiles is truly strong. I have no idea where our secret room is, to be honest. It's probably here. I don't know. I'm not going to play the sack room. There's not enough HP for us to really warrant it. However, I will play the Temperance Machine because we're going to go down to the next floor with at least 25 cents or more, depending on whether or not the Temperance Machine decides to pay out instantly or not. I don't think Compost is great here, and I have been kind of making a little bit of a misplay, not using the poop every single time. I could have possibly gotten some extra hearts or some the petrified poop or whatever, but Ivy bag is just so much better. So yeah, and that would cement my decision to not take compost as well. Absolutely love that freaking artwork, man. That's just, when I saw that on the Reddit a few days ago. Oh wow, there's double tinder rock here. When I saw that, I was like, holy moly, man. Like I am consistently astounded by how talented people are in the mosh pit. Like it really is truly amazing. Like the fact that someone would spend even a second on working on fan art and stuff it's humbling. It really is, and I'm honored beyond words that that legitimate artists would take their time to go and do that stuff. Like it really does make me feel good. You know, especially like, I'm not saying that like I've had any like down days or anything, but you know, occasionally like you're not feeling like 100%. You know, you got lack of sleep, or you're just not having a great day. It's stuff like that kind of like picks me up anyway, and reminds me why I do all this stuff for a living. And you know, it's just it all circles back to that concept, you know, of connecting with people, like real people from the mosh pit, and hearing stories and observing people's lives and stuff. Like it really is kind of cool. A very unique job. Kidney Bean is kidney bad. PH Dizzle, however, is not. So, okay, good. Hangman, good. Okay, so Hangman is at least going to give us a... I mean, we'll turn into the keeper temporarily here, and that's going to give us some extra money. It's not really anything to care about, to be honest, but, you know, if it works, it works. It's a good way to get a little bit of extra income without like a whole lot of fuss. And luckily, thankfully, it doesn't give you the keeper's HP. Like that would suck. Like as if like it took all your HP and turned it into pennies or whatever. Like that would be horrible. Yeah, we're starting to rack up here real quickly. I've gotten a newfound appreciation for the reverse Hangman card just because of that. You know, it's nice. Like it's just a cool item. Like it's that kind of stuff I really love. Situationally amazing. Again, just using Purgatory here to kind of call all the flies that old Dookie's spitting out at us, because he's got a million of them. Purgatory being super instrumental here in this early stages of low damage, low tears rate, and we don't need the quarter. We do need the damage though. I'm going to take Dark Matter. I'm not going to take the quarter. Some people might question that, and I understand why, but just know that the main reason is because we have the IV bag. I don't need to give up one of our Red Heart containers for something that we don't need. Hey, look, we found the secret room. And I'm glad we came over here as well, because this is definitely going to pay out for us, hopefully anyway, with these chests. Going to go after the Fool's Gold chest first, and... we can go back here and use Mr. Boom on the other golden chest. We'll come back again and go get IV bag we just placed down. Yeah, we got a bomb back. Very cool. Yeah, everything's coming up Millhouse right now. We have a decent amount of tears rate, a decent amount of damage, bad movement speed, kind of good shot speed though. And lots and lots and lots of money. The whole early game economy engine is really rocking and rolling here. So if we can start to get out of control with our economy this fast, think of what the store is going to do for us. As we settle in here to this run, go check out last week's question of the episode. The single-handedly most upvoted, most discussed question that we've ever asked here on the channel since we've been doing this thing. We've been setting records left and right. This one was from the Rollin' episode, the Fred Durst episode, where I simply asked, what is the strongest defensive item in the game? And we had so many comments so many comments. At the time of this recording, it's over 140 replies to that. That is by far the most that we've ever had in response to one single question. So thank you all very much. The most upvoted comment, also this one received, I think, a record number of upvotes here, was brought to you by the Attitude, who said, Holy Mantle is a personal favorite. Free hit in every room, ? Yes, please. And that one got so many upvotes. And yeah, I mean, I was surprised with a lot of the answers that people were coming up with here. Holy Mantle is truly remarkable in its defensive properties, but also, of course, just how much it does for you with the free curse rooms. You know, you can walk over spikes and walk back if your movement speed's fast enough and not have to worry about incurring a penalty there. Like, it's so versatile that it's almost impossible not to rank it at number 1. So yeah, I would say that my favorite defensive item, it's a really close between Wafer and Holy Mantle. Holy Mantle just gives you so much more confidence in your runs, though. And then the next most upvoted comment was from Pandorave X4791, who simply said, Nod Leaf, I'd say, literally makes you invulnerable. And yeah, Nod Leaf definitely was getting a lot of love in the comments. I was surprised at how many people mentioned Nod Leaf, not because it's a bad item, of course, but just because, for me personally, it's not the first item that comes to mind when I'm talking about defensive items. Yes, it's, of course, a pure defensive item only, but you can use it for offense kind of in a way, I guess, with orbitals. But for the most part, you know, Nod Leaf is just not my number 1 candidate, I would say. For me personally. I'm just talking about my own personal opinion here. But Nod Leaf did get a lot of love in that thread. And last but not least, the third most upvoted comment was from the Jazz Major 1575, who said, Curse of the Tower paired with Pyromaniac. I mean, it's kind of bending the rules a little bit. I mean, I asked for a defensive item, but Pyromaniac, if you want to call that a defensive item, then yeah, I would say that Pyro is another one that got a lot of love. It's hard to, it really is hard to argue with, like, the fact that we have so many defensive items out there that just work well with lots of other offensive items. In fact, a true hallmark of a good defensive item is one that can also be kind of offensive. And yeah, Nod Leaf definitely can do it. Holy Mantle can kind of do it as well. And we can use a bomb. 36%. So we get Sumptorium. Oh no, we lost our Sumptorium charge. Shops. The shops lately have just been not phenomenal. I'll buy the half price part, or the half price bomb I get. If you're wondering why I'm not using Sumptorium yet, it's because I don't want to lose this Eternal Heart. For some odd reason, Sumptorium always prioritizes Eternal Hearts over everything else, which wouldn't necessarily be a huge deal if we were playing as Tainted Eve, but we're not. We're playing as regular Eden, so yeah, but Sumptorium is going to get a lot of work here. We're going to put you to work, Sumptorium. Oh, the Petrified Poop, one beat too late there. That's one that just reminded me. That's one of my favorite things that James does. James from my good friend James from Dead Meat. When he's the saying of like when something really wrong is happening, and you know, and someone's like, you know, and so lets this go on for a beat too long. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the musician funny bone that just gets tickled by that or what, or just maybe it's his natural delivery on that, but man, is that funny. Yeah, this goes on for a beat too long. Oh, man. Love Dead Meat. Love James. Love Chelsea. And we're going to go back and get the Petrified Poop and head on down. We could and probably should go into the Curse Room. We can get in there for free without having to incur a penalty on our HP. Specifically the Eternal Heart, because we can just use the IV bag to get in and out. We can actually grab these double bombs too while we're at it. Do that. Come in here. And it's, I mean, these are just, again, free bombs and free money. The strength card, which we don't really need. A world card, which we will take down to the next floor. If we had a little bit more movement speed, I'd be able to get through there, but... Okay. Then I'll use one bomb so we can at least start using Sumptorium on the next floor. When we get the Eternal Heart filled, it's going to give us a second full heart. So, yeah. So we say thank you to IV Bag for helping us out, hooking us up with the early game economy. It's not IV Bag's fault that the shops have sucked, but, you know, it's the thought that counts anyway. So we hear you and we see you, IV Bag. Thank you for contributing to this team. All right, world card, here we go. And let the Clotty gangs begin. The Clotty games. Okay, we got a key, which is good. I use a bomb here just so we can... Again, increase that Devil Deal chance to further improve the disappointment when we don't get our inevitable Devil Deal. If you don't know what's going on right now, Sumptorium gives Isaac a clot. A blood. What in the world was that speed, game? If you ever wanted to see clown physics, look no further than what just happened right there. What was that? Anyway, yeah, Sumptorium is going to take 1/2 heart from Isaac and create a little clot buddy that you see right here. And those clot buddies, they do expire the longer that they stick around, but if you can protect them, they will live indefinitely, down to 1 HP essentially. And what they are is essentially just incubus. They are just incubi. We don't really need to smelt the petrified poop, but I guess I would do it anyway. Yeah. First, we do not want crow heart. No, thank you. I'll take Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher at least is going to give us a 1/2 soul heart every single time that we go to a new floor. And also show us the bosses and the item rooms, even though we don't really have too many item rooms left this first lap here. Yeah, as long as you can keep your Clotties safe, they'll do work. Now you do have to be careful with your HP usage, though. As you see here, we are not doing great right now for HP, but that's because we've recycled a lot of HP into these clots. Now that being said, unlike Tainted Eve, where you have the ability to recall the clots that you've used to get that HP back, obviously Eden does not have that option. So once you use it, you lose it forever, regardless if the clot stays alive or not. That's the biggest friggin' Globin I've ever seen. And this is the result of us getting champion belt. We're gonna have a lot of champions. Hoping that we get some red hearts from these poop piles, because obviously we need them using Sumptorium so much. I mean, even a 1/2 red heart is going to be good here. Come on, Clock Gang. Huddle up, team. Huddle up, huddle up, huddle up. Everyone's way too spread out here. Take a knee, take a knee. Eye drops is going to increase our tears rate, and yeah. Devil deals have been lacking a lot lately. So Spelunker's Helm and Gish for the bosses, or for the boss, I should say, and that's not ideal. I mean, Spelunker Helm at least would give us some kind of mapping in a weird way, but Gish as a boss battle is just a big bummer. without having more options. Because obviously it's a static drop, so we don't really need Little Gish. I mean, Little Gish will be fine with this configuration, but it's just not what we really truly want. So Spelunker's Helm is going to show us 2 rooms away from where we're currently adjacent to, and we can then infer whether or not we are going in the correct direction of where we want to go, which right now is going to be the shop and then the boss room eventually. See here, this is just a sheer overwhelming amount of tiers. Just imagine Claudius with, like, say, piercing shots, Jacob's Ladder, Brimstone, anything like that, and you'll understand the overwhelming destruction that is Sumptorium. We've gone the wrong way. Probably should have known that and paid attention to the map instead of looking at my HP, because Spelunker's Helm would have told us that that was the wrong way to go. But here we are. Obviously, got to be careful of explosions, because they can and will absolutely own all of your Claudius, just like they do with Friend Finder. And there is an upper limit to how many Claudius you can get. There is a cap. Sorry, there, Clots do act kind of like orbitals too. They will protect you from a hit. And so if you have enough of them, theoretically anyway, that you can stop a lot of projectiles just by simply existing as the commander of your Claudius. A brown champion. We haven't seen one of them in a while. Fortunately, Petrified Poop didn't do anything for us. Still using Purgatory, still using Baby Plum. These shops, man. Now this is going to turn into a lot of Claudius, and you bet your bottom dollar we're going to sit here and make these into Clots, because we need the DPS right now. It really is kind of a shame that we weren't able to turn all that early game economy into better items. I mean, we still have one more shop left to go, but we're now broke, obviously. I really wish I would have came in here before I bought that Red Heart, too, obviously. Obviously. But I think we're going to be at the cap pretty soon here in terms of our Clot gang, but we're going to maximize them a little bit. At least the 9-volt cuts the usage time in half for Sumptorium. Not just sitting here waiting over and over again. All right, now we've got some serious firepower. Now, I could have, and maybe should have, used that HP for the sacrifice room instead of Clots. Only time will tell whether or not that was a smart move or not. We're just knocking Gish back here. It's just volley after volley. Take a little Gish. We do get a double deal, and yep. Thanks, Stanley. I couldn't tell if that was the apple or if that was Plum Flute. It looked like the apple, but it's hard for me to tell. If you want to prevent yourself from being hit by the spikes, just simply shoot the spikes. We've got mom's purse, so. All right, Clot gang, stick with me now. One bomb for a Soul Heart's pretty dang good. As we go fight Envy in here, just see what else he drops. Something that we have not been slacking on has been our HP lately. Been getting very fortunate with a lot of these Soul Heart drops. Oh yeah, we have PhD. I forgot about that. We might as well take brimstone bombs and then 9 lives. The only thing that sucks about 9 lives that it is going to destroy our ability to use Sumptorium. You have a health up pill here, so it's not that big of a deal. And no, using Sumptorium does not save you from the curse room damage. Sumptorium doesn't actually count as damage, so yeah. We get brimstone bombs here, which is fine. Able to save a key, and we get chaos. We'll take chaos now. Empress into an Empress card. Thank you, game. We actually don't want to pass our devil deal because we've already been in there, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of money back in. Of course, chaos is going to shuffle all of the loot tables, and that could lead to some shenanigans. Fortunately, it's depths 2, so we're not going to get any other, wait. Oh, chaos. Okay, so chaos retroactively replaced, apple, or whatever that was supposed to be. I'm pretty sure it was the apple. And turned it into the fly. Which kind of sucks, because honestly, like, I really wanted to get that tear effect of the razor blade. Plus, it's a nice tears up. You can hide from the shots, but you can't hide from purgatory. Hands other eye. Kane's eye. It's either other eye or Kane's eye. It's one of those two. Either way, it hardly ever pays out. If you get full mapping from Kane's eye, great, but don't hold your breath. And trying to save our Claudies as best as I can, but there's no guarantee for it, obviously. Got enough. We have enough firepower to use a Soul Heart or 2 just to easily replace them. You also have to look out for leaping enemies. They will ruin your Claudi's day. And your day too. I mean, no one wants to lose their Claudies. Okay, so what we don't want to pass the devil deal here because we've already been in there. Really hate how the game just separates your clots from yourself. And there they all go because I couldn't move. Because I was simply trying to gather them around me. Need the damage for sure. Unfortunately, we did pass the devil deal. But we can go at least check to see what's inside the crawl space, and we get ourselves a black market. Oh, baby. Oh, man. C-section as well. C-section, Sumptorium, black candle. Oh, my Gertie. What is going on in here? Okay. So the shovel ended up being pretty pogged out for us. I think what we do is this is a free item here. Then we take... Black candle also just converts 1 to 1. And then we take C-section. I should have used the Empress card. We can get a range upgrade as well, but... I also have 9 cents. Maybe we can get a payout here. A key. Yeah, I should have used the Empress card. I forgot we had that because that gives you +2 health, but this is about to get spicy, y'all. We got black candle. man. Oh, yeah. You need to pay attention to the map. We have Spelunker's Helm for a reason, Brain. And even though our damage is not going to be phenomenal, it's still gonna we're gonna be cooking this game right now. We just need to get our our Claudia army back up and not lose them. Also not die. We have a bunch of little C-section babies who are gonna be absolutely going ham cheese on a taco biscuit ham bone here. If I can move away. Still getting very fortunate with these random soul heart drops, and I appreciate that, game. Want to get out of there. We know that the secret room shows us that there was truly nothing to the south of that. In fact, we need to go to the northwest. So really using our Spelunker's Helm to the best advantage that we possibly can to shorten the time it takes for us to clear rooms. The Claudias are doing the thing where they're shooting behind themselves again. I love that. Love that for us. There we go. We can get one more Claudie. Matriarch. I mean, in a bind, if we really need to use, or if we really need HP, we can use the Empress card, but even at only 7.22 damage, like, this is, like, absurd for the amount of damage that we're doing because of C-section. But you're seeing the downside of not having any red hearts when it comes to Sumptorium. Like, you have to have... You've got to have HP to utilize Sumptorium to its best ability. And when we don't have it, it's kind of sad times. So really dependent on us saving these clots, not letting them get murked too badly. Of course, it is easier said than done. Alternatively, we could just use all of our HP and then go down to red hearts again. That would put us at 1 HP. Not sure if that's super wise, but it is definitely an option. I do love that some of the Sumptorium babies are actual babies, and some of them are just like dark matter balls. This is not the right way. We know it's not the right way because Spelunker's Helm tells us. If either one of those rooms were the right way, we would have seen another room appear and continue, like a continuation. And what we could and probably should do is go use this last amount of HP to get into the... Alright, so we're going to head on over to the boss room, hopefully. Being able to just sit back and drop the boom on everything is quite nice. We can use the Perthro rune to re-roll that god-awful item in the mob trap room, or boss trap room. Although we should save it for the devil deal. Remember, we've got chaos, so chaos is good and bad in a way. It's good in the sense that if we have a shop or if we have like lots of re-rolls and that sort of stuff, it will help us out immensely to get items that we normally wouldn't get a hold of. But at the same time, it also dilutes the devil deal to the point where we are not guaranteed devil deal items anymore. So re-rolling stuff doesn't really matter a whole lot. Betrayal's not great. I'm gonna take Betrayal just to get it out of the item pool for the devil deal. And then if we don't end up getting a devil deal here, then what we'll do is we'll go back to the boss trap room and then use Perthro rune there. impressive amount of damage we've got going on. We get raw freaking liver. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, we take those. Raw liver for sure. Get Lost Soul, buddy. Check him out now. He's actually gonna live for the first time. How does he do it? I don't know. Lost Soul, buddy, giving us 3 soul hearts. I'm gonna leave that on the ground for now. Oh yeah. Again, I failed to remember that we have Spelunker's Helm and we don't actually need to be going in the wrong direction. It's Invicta. Brain. We're getting slowly caught up in our army here, our Clot army. Just imagine us having a higher amount of tiers and a higher amount of damage. Like, we're already dealing impressive amounts of damage now. Even something like Lump of Coal would be absolutely massive for us. Trying to save our Clotty gang here as much as I can. If your question is, Victor, how come you didn't take the soul hearts from Lost Soul Buddy, stupid? Oh no, Lost Soul Buddy, oh no. It's because if we die, I'd rather take a few chances against Stanley. I'd rather fight him first before, at 1 HP, before having to burn those soul hearts. We didn't lose too many clots on Stanley. There we go. Go over here, grab the soul hearts. Take a gander. Not worth it. Okay. But the idea there is that the reason why I didn't want to take those soul hearts is just mainly because I wanted to preserve them. In case we did take damage on the Satan fight, I wouldn't want to burn like fresh soul hearts when I could just... I know I can beat him with 1 HP. Oh, hello, Perfection. How nice of you to stop in. Let's see if Chaos delivers here for us. Get down. Oh my. Deadeye. Yeah, Deadeye's gonna be pretty good. Deadeye's gonna be pretty good. We can take our pick. It looks like it's gonna be up here. Oh my goodness. Deadeye, Sumptorium, C-section. The D sizzle too. Ooh. Sumptorium, Spirit Sword, C-section. Yeah. Yeah, re-up. I'll go ahead and re-up on that one. Oh man, this is about to get absurd, guys. We got ninja babies. Pretty good. Get the mind as well. You know when you can kill the dark ones, you've got lots of damage. And even though we don't really have a lot of damage on paper, like, we are just crushing everything now. So funny when the rotations, the sword rotations start getting out of control. They just start going like 4 million miles an hour. We do have a perks pill as well, so we can use that against Lamb. Not right now, of course, because we're still dead in 1 hit anyway, but we end up getting a little bit of HP. Now we can use it against Lamb. Oh, man. Wow. This run ended up being something incredible, I gotta say. Yeah, Lamb's already dead. Yeah, you know we're gonna do a victory lap for it. This is nuts. Oh wow, Lost Soul Buddy survived. Second seed, Quebec Romeo 318, Quebec 1 Tango. Lost Soul Buddy survives. Can't believe it. Knockout drops, which is going to give us a knockback, but not really something that we need a lot of. Like Spirit Sword already has a pretty nice little inherent knockback built into it. That's so nice to have. You see, get the collision damage if things run into each other. Love how the Master Swords just fire out those shots at random too. Get a free Sci-Fly sitting right here. Pills. Gotta remember we have PhD. Oh my god. And of course we have the multiplying damage. Oh gosh. We have the multiplying damage of Deadeye also kicking in. Also Buddy lives. I just want to see what we got. That looks like Damocles, I think. And yeah, we'll take Hive Mind. Thank you, Lost Soul Buddy. That does give us Beelzebub. We got Beelzebub from something. And yeah, you know we're going to use Damocles on this one. We got 9 lives. There's just no reason not to. And this is about to become the strongest run that we've had in probably months. To be honest. For D5. Yeah. Mom's Eye Shadow, which is going to give us the Mother transformation. Small Rock, and we also get another Fruity Plum, because hell, why not? Thanks to Damocles. Damocles is going to spawn an extra item pedestal whenever an item pedestal is spawned, not including boss items or like chests or devil deals, that sort of thing. To be honest, we don't really even need Damocles. Like we are already set on this run. Sister Maggie as well as Hungry Soul. Then Cambion Conception we don't really need. I honestly would rather just save the HP for, like... What's going on here? Okay. I'd rather just save the HP for, like, more Sumptoriums. Lost Soul Buddy lives again. He rides on into the night. That 3 more Soul Hearts as well, I tell you what. You get a Tears up, the shot speed up, the Pretty Fly up, the Pheromones up. Again, we don't really need anything at this point, but it's always good to... And the game crashed. Why would the game crash opening a simple chest, game? Okay, so we won't use Sumptorium anymore, I guess. Fantastic. All right. I mean, all we did was just open up a chest. I don't know why the game would crash. Okay, so word to the wise is don't open a chest. Let's just fly through this one then, game. Can't have any fun. Game's not going to allow us to have fun. Big horse pill. I will take Rotten Baby. Deal. Yeah. I mean, you know, let's just pick the game off even more by giving ourselves Tech 0. Sounds like a good idea, right? Bag of crafting. Bag of crafting would work with Damocles, but I'm not even gonna bother. Okay, Lost Soul Buddy. Check him out now. So inside of the item room was the metronome, which we don't need, obviously. Yeah, I mean, again, it really is crazy how we don't have impressive stats across the board in terms of on paper, but man, oh my god. 4.5. Well, I guess 4.5 doesn't really matter. Like it's not like we're just needing Sumptorium charges or anything, but Mumbo's already dead. I will take Athame. I'm not going to take Epic Fetus. And I cannot wait to see what this does against Old Beastie. Old Beastie is not going to have a good time. Lost Soul Buddy grabbing us some Cupid's arrows and some bombs. Thank you, Lost Soul Buddy. Are they health up? Okay. Assuming the game won't crash again if I decide to open up a chest, but this game, you never want to assume it's not going to crash at any point. Repentance. What's going on here? Library is going to be a lot of books, a lot of everything. People were saying that false PhD works with PhD, and that's not true. It doesn't. One doesn't cancel out the other. One just overrides the other. Is the thing. People were like, I can't believe he keeps passing up false PhD with PhD. It's like they don't work in tandem. And the game crashed again. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. I mean, I like the fact that like this is happening to show people that, you know, this game is really unstable. The only thing that would suck, and it's happened before on Isaac Madness. I'm just not. We're just gonna try to end this because I legitimately don't want anything to reset. Something that has happened before in Isaac Madness is I've seen the game do that and then just kick you out to the character screen and then have the run be invalid. As if like nothing happened. So we're gonna try to get through this because obviously the game is just crapping itself now. And it's probably not wise that I ended up taking Tech Zero, but you know what? I did it for the lose. For the lose. Gonna head on in. I'm pretty sure it's a combination of Tech Zero and C-section. The overspinning of the swords as well is probably not helping the game. Speaking of not leaf. Okay, let's do this room again. That's going to lead us to today's question of the episode, everybody. Again, if you don't see my comment down below, just look for a pinned comment. If I haven't pinned one yet, that means that I have just not gotten around to it yet. But I'm trying to stay on top of it. Just remember that YouTube likes to eat all my comments for some reason sometimes. Today's question of the episode, which is going to be, what, in your opinion, is the strongest C-section synergy? If you could pick one synergy to go with C-section, which one would it be and why? What is the strongest C-section synergy in your opinion? Post them in the comments down below. Top 3 most upvoted comments on that thread will get read next week. We're gonna try to force our way through here. And just get out of here fast as possible. Yeah, don't ever let anyone tell you that Isaac is perfectly programmed, because it's not. We've seen Isaac crash many, many, many times. It is a very unstable game. With or without mods, mind you. Like, we do have a mod running right now with the external formation mod, but we've seen it crash without having any mods at all. It's just because the game doesn't know how to handle itself when it comes to certain synergies. I'll take the wafer. I'll take a risk in taking the wafer.
Let his light inside you cleanse your soul.
So if anyone ever tells you, "Oh, your game crashed," you clearly must be modifying the game in some way. Just remember, you've seen it happen many times. That the game is truly not 100% stable. Now, to its credit, most of the time it is stable. By most, I mean sometimes, and by sometimes, I mean occasionally stable. But, you know, if you get too crazy with the synergies, this game will crash on you very easily. Oh no, lost soul, buddy, oh no. I can't believe we saw that giant bomb fly, too. Beelzebub, Hive Mind just getting us a whole slew of flies for us.
I just can't do this anymore.
So this is going to be an absolute mollywhopping here of Beast and Dogma. I mean, they're not going to have a chance. And again, we have less than 9 damage, and we're still, like, looking like this. And we could take Conjoin, but I'm not going to. Because at this point, I don't really want any more projectiles on the screen. Yeah, like, all those are babies right there. Yep. All right, let's hope that we can get through Beast without crashing a million billion times. And immediately it crashed. We might have to remove if it happens too often, because I am not doing this whole crash loop thing again. If we have to remove C-section or Tech Zero, I will. I'll give it one more crash, and if it crashes again, I'm going to use the console to remove Tech Zero, and I'll just start removing things from just backwards. Because I don't want the game to reset the run and just screw everything up. I'll be very upset if that happens. Okay. Stop firing briefly. Okay. It's probably good for us if it takes away some of the Sumptoriums. Alright, there's Dogma kill number 2 of the video. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm only firing once, one volley per. It is really lame that you have to do this, but what other choice do we have? If I have to step in with the console, I will, to remove Tech Zero or possibly Spirit Sword, but I'm trying to avoid that. But for the sake of not getting soft locked. Okay. Again, I'm still only going with one volley here. I'm not even using Sumptorium. Oh, Damocles fell. That's fun. And I think we've gotten rid of enough C-section babies to allow me to maybe fire. Actually, we've gotten rid of all of our Sumptoriums. Yeah. By C-section babies, I meant Suntoriums. Okay. We just got to get through Beast, but we got to do this on one hit, though. See if we can do it without the game crashing or us dying. Really love that we have to do this, by the way. It's lots of fun. All right. There we go. Sorry about the technical limitations, everybody, but hey,
The sky above.
that's Repentance, baby. So again, one final time with the question of the episode. What, in your opinion, is the strongest C-section synergy? Post them in the comments down below. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, everybody. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Shock Top and Hunter Douglas. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, then check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find by going down below or by heading over to patreon.com/Sinvicta.